everyone. So, I grew up in Dubai where the buildings are taller than your dreams and the fuel is cheaper than the mocktail sold. And no two people are from the same country. In my classroom, we had over 20 nationalities. That wasn't a class. It was the United Nations with homework and matching uniforms. Our lunch table looked like the world map made of Tupperware, biryani on the left, lasagna on the right, sushi in the center, and somewhere in the middle, my mom's fusion roti wrap, desperately trying to make friends. You would think that kind of diversity is easy to embrace your uniqueness, right? Well, not quite, because even in all that global flavor, I started doing something many of us do. I began hiding my differences. I smoothed out the edges, flattened the flavors, and made myself easier to digest. Why? Because somewhere along the way, I learned what the world often teaches us. Our culture, too ethnic. Our food, too smelly. And our names, hard to say. I know this because I lived it. My name is Rayashree, but for the longest time, I went by Raya, so it'd be easier for others to pronounce. I've been called Raya, Raja, and you won't believe it, even a radio once. I speak French and Arabic fluently, but not my own mother tongue. When my little brother was born, I named him Skanda, not for culture, but for convenience. Why? Because I didn't want him to feel what I felt. That somehow, to belong, we have to blend. And that to be accepted, we must be less ourselves and more like everyone else. So, we start to translate our identity into something smaller, safer, and simpler. But here's the truth. We are not afraid of being different. We are afraid of being judged for it. We think fitting in will protect us. But what it really does is dim us. One day, I stopped and asked myself, if I'm trying so hard to be like everyone else, then who's being me? And that's when I looked at nature. You never see a sunflower trying to be a rose, or a zebra wishing it looked more like a horse. Even the cactus, sharp, spiky, and dramatic. It doesn't apologize for itself. It just stands there, bold, unbothered, and proud. Nature doesn't compete, it completes. And in that wild, messy, magnificent ecosystem, I realized that difference isn't a flaw, it's a feature. I started wearing the clothes that made me feel me. I brought my biryani to potlucks with pride, and I told stories in the accent my heart was born with, not the one I learned from Netflix. And guess what? People didn't run away. They leaned in because authenticity is magnetic. It doesn't demand attention, but it attracts connection. When you show up as the real you, you stop performing, you start connecting, and you create space for others to be real too. That's how a community is built, not by erasing difference, but by celebrating it. Your difference is not something to survive for, but it's something to celebrate. It's not a burden, it's a blessing. So the next time you walk into a room, don't ask, do I fit in? Ask, what part of me makes this room more complete? Because when we all stop blending, we create a world full of color, not copies. A world where every voice matters, every name is honored, and every difference becomes a spark that lights up the whole sky. Thank you.